What's going on, guys? So a brand that's been kind of circulating in the advertisements, and I've seen been floating around a lot of channels recently, reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked me if I'd be curious in checking out their fragrance. Now I checked out the website, checked out the brand, of course, like I always do before I even engage in conversation, and I was a little intrigued. Not gonna lie, I was a little intrigued, and I've worn this the last few nights. I wore it again today, and I'm ready to talk to you guys about my full thoughts on Gravité from Particle. Stay tuned. So first things first, we'll take a quick look at the box because it is different, you know, has particles on it. Nice play on words. 100 ml. This, you know, nothing spectacular. There's some fragrance info on the bottom, and it is a slide out type. And the bottle just kind of sits in there. I will say, it's like some cheaper thin stuff. There's nothing real special other than there's a little bit of uniqueness to it, to the design, but I mean, it's a box. And then it also comes with this pamphlet with some information, all the good stuff. I haven't flipped through it, but let's flip through it a little bit. Apparently it shows their range of products. Yep, it just goes through different products and such to tell you a little bit more about the brand and some of the products they offer. So that is actually pretty nice that they include this. Then let's take a look at this bottle. It's pretty aesthetically pleasing. It's kind of a steel blue type of gradients color down to clear. Gravité and Particle printed in metallic silver on the front. Nothing really going with info on the bottom outside of going around the edges of the glass. Nothing on top of the cap. Now I will say this, you can try all you want because this cap is hard to pull off. And the atomizer does a pretty good job. But let's talk about this scent. That's what's most important, right? So I'm gonna give myself a fresh spray, as a matter of fact, because I thoroughly enjoy the way this smells. My wife, big fan. Big fan. So immediately I'm hit with sharp citrus. This is a sharp and zesty fragrance. And a lot of spice. There's pepper and rosemary in the top, and I'm not surprised by that. First time I saw the note breakdown, kind of got a little excited by it. It is fresh, zesty, very watery in some ways. Not an aquatic type of fragrance, but it has this juicy, watery appeal to the citrus. Not a sweet citrus, more of a sharp, little tart in some ways citrus with this metallic tone that will kind of give you a little bit of a Sauvage type of vibe, but I still wouldn't relate this one heavily to Dior Sauvage because I know that turns people off right away with some and excites others. It's a very easygoing scent. I would call this a 3-season fresh fragrance. This is a spring, summer, fall type of thing, not just a high heat fresh fragrance. This is more of a citrus aromatic with a soft woody backbone. More of a woody aromatic, I guess, technically, because of the way the note breakdown is, but it could also be classified as a citrus aromatic because there's two different citruses. But I digress. You're gonna get a lot of this pepper rosemary combo with this bright, sharp citrus. It's more of a sharp grapefruit type of smell than anything else is the way what I get from the citrus. And as it settles, it's a very clean and musky warm wood type of fragrance. Surprisingly, the woods come across a little warm to me. I believe there's cashmere, which is a man-made synthetic anyways, but that always seems to come across as a warm, soft wood. It's used in a lot of popular everyday versatile fragrances for men, and this falls into what I expect from a lot of designer releases. This falls pretty much into that category. This isn't reinventing the wheel. This is walking a path of successful scent profiles. It's going to remind you of a bunch of things. It can be redundant in your collection, but let's call a spade here. It smells great. It really does. It's on the sharp citrus, bright, fresh, and spicy side. It's not overly peppery. The rosemary, I think, plays a bigger role in the top than the pepper does. As it settles down, this ambergris, musky type of smell and the warm wood feel kind of takes over the fragrance, and it's pretty much two-dimensional. You don't lose that metallic tone the whole way through, almost the cold steel type of effect with that metallic smell, and it doesn't really smell that much like shower gel to me. That's why I say it kind of veers a little past Sauvage. There's a slight tie-in, but not completely. It's kind of like a little of Sauvage Eau de Parfum, more specifically because of the spice. Meets a little bit of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, meets a little bit of Polo Blue, maybe Polo Blue, Deep Blue Parfum, if anything, with less ambroxan, because there's no ambroxan here. It's ambergris. It's a synthetic ambergris, which can give a little bit of an aquatic, clean, musky, almost Ambroxan-like feel. And you get a lot of that here. This is super mass appealing everyday wear. It actually kind of speaks to my taste for what I wear most of the time. You guys know me that are regulars on the channel. I like my easy reaches, dumb reaches, whatever you want to call them. This is definitely one of those. Now let's talk about performance. So with this one, falls right in that average territory. It's nothing spectacular in performance. I've seen people complain about weak performance. That's going to be subject to change with each and every person. For me, kind of in that 5 to 6 hour range is the life I've been getting on my skin. That's smack dab right in the average range of my rating systems, 5 to 6 hours before it kind of fades off into obscurity as a faint skin scent after about the 6 hour mark. That's been consistent. I've given it almost a handful of wearings now. I haven't been spraying my clothes. This has strictly been skin. I've gone through 3 or 4 full wearings. 4? Yeah, 4 full wearings at this point and a few test sprays. So that's why it's pretty simplistic and cut and dry at this point. It was time to do the review. But the projection, it's very bright and airy. This is a loud fragrance at first, and if you apply it very heavily, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be an immense big cloud around you for the first hour to hour and a half. Now, if you're on the modest side, you do anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spray range. Moderate to me, for a fragrance enthusiast, is 5 to 7. Some people will think, oh my God, that's crazy heavy. And then there's heavy sprayers that'll say, ha, amateurs. So everybody's got their own spray routine depending on how much into fragrance you are. So for the beginner, which is where I would classify this fragrance, yes, larger collections could enjoy this one, but they'll probably complain about performance because they want as much performance as possible. Beginners will appreciate this more because it just smells really good. And just based on my wife alone, ladies enjoy this one. I say more lady. My lady really enjoys this. I haven't gotten any feedback from other people outside of my own wife. But I gotta say, she likes it even more than I do, to be completely honest with you. She kept wanting to sniff and sniff and sniff. So it has that appeal to the masses, which a lot of people are looking for, which is a safe play with the scent profile. And the performance kind of matches what you would expect with those types of scents. Average across the board, average longevity, average projection for about an hour, hour and a half, arm's reach-ish type of stuff, bright and airy, and then sillage, moderate to mild, where you get very light whiffs of it throughout your day, nothing that's gonna really punch you in the nose to remind you, whew, oh yeah, I forgot I was wearing that. It's gonna be, oh, that smells nice, I forgot about that. Nice light whiffs through the duration of its life. So performance kind of matches the scent. You know, I would consider the scent a little bit above average because I do really like it, but the performance, average across the board. Final thoughts on Gravité. I believe that's how you say it because of that. Look at the E, Gravité. From Particle for Men. It's actually very nice. Try before you buy. It's not the most expensive thing. One bottle is $89 USD. I was able to get a discount code for you guys. So there is a discount code down below. Knocks quite a bit off. And I'm not 100% sure at the recording of this if they have samples. Probably should have checked that before I started recording. Shame on me, but you'll be able to see when you click the link below. Try at your own risk. Will you like it? Maybe. Do I like it? I sure do. I actually think it's very good. It's not groundbreaking. It's not reinventing the wheel, but it is very good. I would give it a 7 out of 10, which is a very good rating, hence why it falls into the very good classification of my rating system, which 7 and 7.5 out of 10, as a lot of you know, is very good. In Gravité, it's very good. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Particle from Men Gravité. Thank you again for sending this out my way, guys, over at Particle. I appreciate it. I definitely like trying new things. I like exploring new fragrances, and kind of my style. Do I like niche? Do I like more challenging and daring stuff and ouds and things like? Yeah, I enjoy all of that stuff. I'm a fragrance enthusiast. But I can also appreciate a great everyday wear, and I would consider this a great everyday wear 3-season for a guy that's just looking for something fresh, clean, doesn't exactly smell like everything else, but kind of fits the mold of a lot of different things. Kind of the successful route for a just good smelling men's cologne, as most would call it. This definitely does that. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried this already? In my live stream earlier today at the recording of this, there's a few guys that were in the live chat that have this and they've been enjoying it. So it's going to be polarizing. There's going to be your niche snobs or your enthusiasts that expect the most out of everybody all the time, or hate when a fragrance influencer gets a free bottle and they say, oh, you only like it because you got it for free. No, like it because I like it. you know. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, get your nose on it if you're interested in it. Again, link with the discount down below. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Gravité from Particle and give it a spray now, who knows? You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.